Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the Walt Disney Studios, Alan Horn.
Disney's legacy is a constant source of inspiration for all of us, and when it comes to telling some of these classic and beloved stories in spectacular live action, no one does it better than our Disney Film Studio, led by President of Production, Sean Bailey. It's my pleasure to introduce the head of production for the Walt Disney Live Action Studio, Sean Bailey.
We love making movies, but foremost in our minds is that it has to be a story worth telling. The kind of story that can stand the test of time. And that is a perfect description of our next Disney adventure, coming to theaters on March 9th, 2018, A Wrinkle in Time. This is adapted from the beloved book by Madeleine L'Engle, an instant classic upon its publication in 1963 and ultimately translated into 35 languages. And we are overjoyed to bring this universal tale to Disney. Our visionary director, the Oscar and Emmy-nominated Ava DuVernay, has created a new and unique interpretation that stays true to the heart of the original. Please welcome to the stage, director Ava DuVernay, our lead actress, Storm Reed. Mr. Murray, Chris Pine. Mrs. Whatsit, Reese Witherspoon. And Mrs. Who, Mindy Kaling. Finally, Mrs. Which, brand new Disney legend, Oprah Winfrey. Ava, I'd like to start with you. Selma, Queen Sugar, the 13th, you have an amazing body of work. But Wrinkle is something totally different. It's fantasy, it's Disney. What brought you to this project?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking it. But first, I just gotta say I'm so excited to be here. All the way in the back, over there. Hey, look, look. I see you all the way. I see you. Let him see you. Yes. I was walking the floor yesterday, and I felt like I said I found my tribe. People who love movies as much as I do. Really excited to be here. And you know, the thing that attracted me to the project was that I saw myself in it. And I saw so many different kinds of people in it and personalities with it. And I thought, gosh, if I could bring that, my ideas of it, to the classic novel, maybe we can make something new. And the only place to do that is at Disney. A family story wrapped in an epic adventure where you see worlds you've never seen before. It's the perfect place. So I just want to thank you for letting us do it. Everyone here was my very, very first choice. And I'm just thrilled. It never happens that way, but it did this time. And so here they are, excited.
Working on the film in general was amazing. Miss Ava, of course, is so patient and so hands-on, and she really made me feel like Meg, and she let me put my creative position in it, so I thank you for that.
Mindy, you had a particular challenge in that Mrs. Who speaks only in riddles. So how does that work? How did you find your way into that?
As someone who is a chatterbox, I thought that was actually very challenging. But it's wonderful. I mean, this is a character who only speaks in the wisest sayings, and it crosses all cultures, all continents, all centuries. And I learned a lot, actually. And what was wonderful about the script and what Ava and Jennifer wanted to do was to update a lot of the quotations in the movie from the book so that it really was so inclusive and really showcased who was in the cast and just who was out there.
So what was it about Mrs. Whatsit? What brought you to this part and this story?
Well, I'd probably say getting to come here today was the reason I signed on to do the movie. This is amazing! This is so fun. I'm such a Disney fan, so anytime I get a call about anything Disney related, I'm like, what is it? I'll just do it. I was a huge fan of this book growing up. When I was a little girl, I was probably Storm's age. It was right before I started making movies for Disney. And I just thought this was so magical about a young woman at the center of her story, going to other worlds, escaping her earthly bounds, and realizing anything's possible when you think positively and you seek the good out in life. And I just thought it was so magical that Ava chose to put her beautiful direction towards this material and think about it in that way that is only Ava's forte, which is she sees the whole world and the beauty of the world. So I was just excited to be part of this project, and I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen anything either, so I'm excited, y'all. Great.
What was it about A Wrinkle in Time that spoke to you and made you want to come play this incredible character?
Well, I had not read the book either. And when Ava mentioned it to me and told me that it was a character who is one of the wisest women in the universe and is an angelic celestial being who is going to get to wear amazing costumes and work with Reese and Mindy as a part of the Mrs. team, who wouldn't say yes to that?
We agree.
That's what happened.
We agree. We do have a brand new teaser poster to show you today.
And you know what? This is what I know for sure.
What's that?
Everybody gets a poster! Everybody here gets a poster! You get a poster! And you get a poster!
Love it. Mary Poppins Returns. A sequel to Disney's 1964 classic. We have an astounding filmmaking team led by the incomparable Rob Marshall, director of the Oscar-winning Chicago, as well as Disney's own Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides and Into the Woods. Producers John DeLuca and Mark Platt have between them such hits as the aforementioned Into the Woods, La La Land, and Broadway's Wicked. And our amazing songwriting duo are Scott Whitman and Mark Shaman, who, among other things, wrote the music and lyrics for the musical Hairspray. In a beautiful, all-new collection of songs, they've managed the remarkable task of capturing the tone, feel, and style of Mary Poppins' timeless tunes that we all love so much. Now, Mary Poppins Returns will fly into theaters on Christmas Day 2018, and here today to talk a little more about what we have in store for you, please welcome the maestro, director, Rob Marshall. And Mary Poppins herself, the extraordinary Emily Blunt. Rob, you are a master of movie musicals. But what was it about doing a sequel to Mary Poppins that spoke to you?
There's something so amazing about it that lived with me my whole life. You know, the wonder, the joy, the music in it. Yeah. And I was, you know, when you came to John DeLuca and myself and asked us, it was terrifying, to be quite honest, but exciting at the same time. Because I was not fully aware that there were these 8 other books and more adventures to tell. And then you realize, oh, I see, there's P.L. Travers had all this story. And so it made sense to kind of think, well, maybe we could take a look at it. And it started to get very exciting, especially when we started finding a new story in a whole nother generation with Michael and Jane grown up.
I was a huge fan of her as a person as well. I think as a kid, I found the idea of this magical, mysterious person sort of whisking into their lives and making everything right again. Really comforting as a child, the idea of somebody who could do that. And I think children have really responded to that lack of sentimentality that she has as well. That she's rude and eccentric and odd, you know.
Yes, indeed.
So I always found the film just incredibly magical, wanted to be the Banks children, as I think most people did when they watched the film. They just wanted to be those kids.
Today, we have Mark Shaman, our composer, along with the extraordinary Disney Orchestra over there.
Pick up right where we left off with Star Wars. The Last Jedi opens on December 15th. And along with a few new faces, you will see the return of many of your favorites from The Force Awakens, including Luke, who, yes, gets to actually speak in this film, and Leia. They are played, as you know, by new Disney legends Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. Our Jedi master on this film is the extremely talented storyteller, Rian Johnson. And Rian is honestly, he's as nice as he is talented, which is hard because he's so very talented. But it's a combination I cherish, and he's put together a spectacular Star Wars film. So I'd like you all to give a warm welcome to The Last Jedi writer and director, Rian Johnson.
I had the time of my life making this movie, and part of that is what Star Wars, means to me, and I think means to a lot of us. And a lot of that is also the people I got to work with, the incredible crew, the amazing folks at Disney, at Lucasfilm, and the incredible cast, just like my favorite people. And we've got a few of them here today. Yeah? So we got some familiar faces for you. I'm going to start out by welcoming Daisy Ridley to the stage. Next, let's welcome to the stage Finn himself, John Boyega. Gwendolyn Christie is in the house. Captain Phasma. Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose in the film. Laura Dern is here with us. Last, but certainly not least, we have Benicio del Toro in a Star Wars movie. Let's welcome Mark Hamill up to the stage, please.
When I read the script, there were so many unexpected elements, which is great in a Star Wars film because it's getting harder and harder to bring new things to the table. And this is a real game changer.
We wanted to give you guys a look inside kind of what we've been doing the past few years. And this thing is, it's super cool. I think we should just go ahead and run it. But this is a really lovely behind-the-scenes piece. It'll show you a little bit about The Last Jedi.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, incredible cast. Thank you. Now, we wouldn't dare leave you without a morsel of Marvel. please welcome the master of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kevin Feige.
There's one thing we're doing next year that really is the culmination of these 10 years, and it's called Avengers Infinity War. Almost every single hero that we've ever introduced is going to be in that film. Why, you ask? Because of one person. You got a glimpse of him at the end of the first Avengers film. You saw a little bit more of him in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you saw him grab a golden gauntlet at the end of Age of Ultron. Ladies and gentlemen, Thanos, Josh Brolin. You knew him first as Jarvis, then as Vision, Paul Bettany. And Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen. There were a few Guardians that came as well. You met her this year in Volume 2 as Mantis. Welcome, Pom Klementieff. The reluctant daughter of Thanos, Nebula, Karen Gillan. Drax, Dave Bautista. Ladies and gentlemen, War Machine, Don Cheadle. And the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. And the Falcon, Anthony Mackie. Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. These guys have not been together on one stage for a long time, and even I find myself geeking out. Honestly, the only thing that can make me geek out anymore is if Spider-Man swung in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Holland. The King of Wakanda, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Is this all we have? No, because we also have a Hulk. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Ruffalo. The mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth. The mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth. I guess it's worth bringing out the man who started it all. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Downey Jr. Oh, man. Should we take a picture, guys? Let's take a picture. Come on.
That'd be swell.
Let's go up here. Come on. Photo op.
Bring it in, bring it in.
Well,
let's get Joe Russo out here.
Joe Russo.
Look at all these actors up here and think about all the characters that they play and all the stories that Marvel has told with these characters. So in order to celebrate that, we have put together a little look back at Marvel that we want to show you just as a celebration of this culmination of this 10-year journey.
Great. Let's show it. Do you want to watch it, guys? Let's stay over here.
Thank you so much.
The Koalition.